What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wait What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 86. My name is Bret, aka Enigma9011, and today I am joined for the first time by Nick, aka a GenghisSwanDive. Nick, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I really appreciate you hopping on the podcast, especially pre-recording for those of those watching later in time, but a little different from our normal schedule, so I appreciate you hopping on, man.
Yeah, no problem. I'm happy to be here.
Nice. Remember, guys, you can catch this podcast live over on twitch.tv/Enigma9011 every other Saturday, unless we pre-record, at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can join the chat, join on the conversation. If you're a sub over there, we'd love to have you. Always enjoy, keep the conversation rolling. If you can't catch it live, that's A-OK. You can catch it over on YouTube and SoundCloud the following week, where it's broken out topic by topic and put as one big video in MP3 for your amusement on that following Friday. And last but not least, hashtag ad merch store and get all of your swag over there. T-shirts, cups, backpacks, and more. Rep the brand, support us. It would be greatly appreciated. So yes, new podcast. Yes, we're back to guests. I'm done talking to myself for a little while. So yeah, I wanted to have Nick on today to talk about some streaming, because I know he's been streaming for a little while, and obviously I've been streaming for a while. So, Nick, just to start off, what got you into doing the live streaming over on Twitch?
Well, I've always liked watching Twitch,
Mhm.
and always liked, just hanging out with people and playing video games, and it's just doing that online.
Nice. Was there, so you said you watched a lot of it. Was there anybody that, like, you took specific influence from that you had
Ooh.
watched, or?
That is tough, because I've watched a lot of different streamers. Let me see who I got. I got Twitch up right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hutch.
Okay.
From back in the Machinima days. He did a lot of Call of Duty videos. Lobos Jr., who does a lot of Dark Souls.
Okay.
He's one that I've watched a lot of. Summit1G, he's a huge popular one.
Mm-hmm.
He was a pretty big one. Other than that, it was like just a mix of different streamers. I was really into League of Legends at the time.
Okay.
So I was watching some of the more popular guys there that most of them don't even stream anymore.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Nice. Is there a specific type of game that you like playing on stream?
Ooh. I would say Dark Souls.
Okay.
I haven't played it in a while, but I feel like that's the one of the best ones, because I'm super comfortable with the game, and it's entertaining if I'm doing well and if I'm doing poorly. So it's like it's all over the place for chat. There's easy stopping points to talk to chat. Yeah, I would say that's probably my favorite Dark Souls-esque games.
Nice. Yeah, those ones are always definitely interesting. I've only played Bloodborne and Sekiro, not all the way through. Sekiro I played on stream, and God, that was chaotic, just running around.
Yeah, Sekiro is interesting because they strayed away from a lot of the Souls stuff, because it was Activision who set up everything. But Bloodborne is extremely good, and I love all of the Dark Souls games and Demon Souls, so all of them are great.
Yeah.
And Elden Ring is coming out at some point.
Right, and that's similar game style wise, right?
Yeah, it's basically going to be open world Dark Souls, I guess. There's going to be like horse riding and stuff, and big open map, less linear. It's really all the information we have, and there was a leaked trailer that was like 240p, and it showed almost nothing.
Alrighty. Did you ever play Jedi Fallen Order at all?
Yes.
Okay.
Jedi Fallen Order was great.
Yeah, that was like Demon Souls baby mode. I was like, oh god, at the first, but then
they took a lot of the elements, and that's one of the few games, like big games, where they say, oh, it's a Souls-like. That's actually a Souls-like, because even the progress, the resetting enemies when you rest, they use all those mechanics, because Souls-like gets tossed around just if a game's hard.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, that's not how it works. There's got to be specific things.
Right. Yeah, the game was a blast. I really enjoyed playing through that one. Obviously the Star Wars lore, but then I felt like I was actually doing things. Like, yeah, it was difficult at the beginning, but by the end you feel like, oh, like I just remember wiping through areas like, oh god, I've done this no problem. Like I remember struggling here.
Yep, you get parrying and everything down, and you're like, oh, I'm a god now.
For sure. So you had the Demon Souls games that you've said as that you were streaming, and then for a while you were streaming Hades. How was that as a differential in game style and gameplay?
I felt like Hades was fell in line with the way the Souls games work, because it's flashy and cool to look at. But Hades also has all the great lore.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you lose, you're just getting more dialogue with people. And Hades was a blast. I did get burned out on it after a while.
Gotcha.
But I got Hades when it was first in early access, where there was only 2 of the 4 areas you could go to.
Oh, okay.
And I probably played 300 hours of that game before I started streaming it.
Dang. Okay.
And so I was like well into the game, and then streamed it for months.
Mm.
So that was good. But yeah, I'm a little burned out. If they release something new, I'll hop back in. But that one's on the shelf for a little while.
Gotcha. Okay. Is there anything in particular you would avoid streaming, or maybe just not your cup of tea, I guess you could say?
At this point, any games that don't have voice acting.
Okay. Okay.
At least for a majority of it, because it gets very tiresome for me to read stuff out loud.
Yeah, I hear you there.
And I could say, my viewers can just read it off the screen, but they don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just an extra effort.
Yeah.
So yeah, voice acting in games is probably like the most important thing.
Okay.
Where I'm like, okay, even though I love this game, there's no voice acting. I'm skipping it. I'm not going to read stuff out loud for 4 hours. We'll just play something else.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it kind of breaks that immersion a little bit too, especially if the story is trying to dive into something and you're sitting there reading it. You're like, I don't know if this is the right way they're trying to push it. I don't know.
Yeah, because most recently I had played, I only streamed it one night, I think, Paradise Killer for the Switch.
Okay.
It's a first-person, almost point-and-click adventure, like just mystery game.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool aesthetic, no voice acting.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the mental issue of when I'm doing those games and I'm reading it, I try to do a voice for every character.
Ah, okay, yeah.
And that just gets, I forget what voice I did for what character, and it just goes all over the place. So it's like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Same with, I guess, strategy games.
Okay.
I would probably never stream, because I feel like that's a very niche market.
For sure.
Where I enjoy them, but I'm not going to be able to explain the tactics that I'm using because I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
So it's not as interesting for anyone who looks at it.
Yeah, those are always interesting ones if you do it like you said. You'll either have people come in and you're like, oh, this person has no idea what they're doing. Nah, I don't care.
Right.
Or you get the person who's like, not over helpful, but like, oh, this is this thing. They're like explaining it as you go, and it's like, oh, okay, there's this cool conversation going back and forth. But yeah, it's a interesting game.
Yeah, I don't like when people backseat games. So
fair.
Helpful tips every once in a while are fine, but I don't like when somebody's in chat going, do this.
Right.
Why aren't you doing this? Do this.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm playing. Go do your own stream.
Right. Exactly. Okay. So I know you've been doing a lot of solo stuff, at least from what I've seen. Have you? Yep. Is there any multiplayer games that like you want to try and stream or have streamed in the past that you really enjoyed?
I did the Division 2 for a while a few years ago. I did play Outriders with a friend the other night.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not always super big on certain multiplayer, and usually my multiplayer experience is like I just want to chill.
Okay.
And play with some friends.
Mm-hmm.
And they always don't like being on stream.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So it's kind of just a toss-up of that.
Right. Yeah, you got to make sure everybody's like, we're doing this thing also. Oh, okay. You know?
Yeah, because it's like, okay.
For sure. Oh, did I lose? Oh, there.
Don't talk about your personal life too much.
Right.
Try to keep it
somewhat decent. Yeah.
Your stream pooped for a second.
Oh, okay. I think we're good. Yeah, everything seems to be working. All right. Well, yeah, you gotta just make sure everybody knows what's going on there. So let's see. How long have you been streaming for? Never even asked that.
Consistently, I would say 3 years, maybe.
Okay.
Consistently being like probably once a week at least.
Mm-hmm.
Officially, that's a really good one. Let me see when my account was created. That would actually tell me. Because actually, before I had this account, I streamed on a different account.
Oh, okay.
And then I made this account because I had to change my gamer tag for PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
My roommate had got a PS4. I had used it for a while. Got my own PS4. Didn't remember the email or password I used,
mm-hmm.
and I could not figure it out.
Ah.
So I was like, okay, we're gonna scrap that completely. How do I see when my channel was created? Is that a thing I can see?
I feel like you can. I don't know. I know you can check. Oh, okay. If you put something in chat, I don't know if you have my chat up or your own chat up, but if you type something and then you click on your name, it says account created and stuff like that. Like Rainbow's been around since 2016. Jeez.
Oh, I don't have my Prime sub. I can't resub to you.
Ah, no worries.
So I can't type in chat.
Oh, no. Hold on. Bam. Okay, now do it. Any luck? I got March 26, 2015 for you.
2015, that sounds about right.
There you go.
So 6 years on and off.
Dang. Time flies. It's so crazy to think about that.
There's been some times, probably 4 years ago, I had a really good streak. I was streaming 4 to 5 nights a week, averaging 20 to 25 viewers.
Nice.
And then work got way too much. So I couldn't really do it anymore because I'd be working from like 9 a.m. till midnight. And it was just like, I can't do this. So I just stopped completely for a while. Gotcha. And then picked it back up once work changed.
Okay. So with the resurgence of being back into it, whether it's once a week or whenever it is do you have any goals with it, or is it just like pure just I'm doing this for fun? Because
it's mostly just for fun. I do think I want to try to hunker down and expand my viewer base, and I think YouTube's going to be the biggest thing for that. Even if it's just uploading highlight clips or whatever, so people can find me outside of when I'm live.
Right. Yeah, that seems to be the biggest barrier, is like that networking aspect of putting things out there. And that's a whole job in itself. It's like, oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, because I've done the like, oh, follow me, I'll follow you. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm probably not going to watch your stream.
Right, exactly.
So, I mean, I have like 650 followers, but none of them really watch the stream. I don't know where they all came from, but it's like little bursts.
Yeah. Yeah, well, good. I hope that works out for you, and figuring out obviously what you want to do and get that audience going back rolling for you. Because 20 to 25, even that is impressive and solid.
It was great. It was a lot of random people.
Right.
Don't know where they came from, but it was awesome.
Nice. Has there been a favorite game that you've streamed overall, or is it still the Dark Souls?
Favorite? It might just be Dark Souls 3. I did a 12-hour stream when that launched.
Okay.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah, that might be the favorite game that I've streamed. It'd be Dark Souls 3, and then I had a Hot Souls stream.
Oh yeah, you guys were okay.
Yeah, that was a very, very brutal 3 hours of my life.
Oh no.
That could have ended very poorly. And I believe that single incident caused me to now have acid reflux.
Yikes.
Yeah.
All right. So you have done some streams with friends. What was I going with this? Is there any, so we've mentioned, like, obviously you've played some multiplayer games off stream. Is there anything that you want to try and stream with people at all, or like
Monster Hunter Rise?
Okay.
Is probably the big one. I only know one other person that has it.
Okay.
So that's kind of a like, oh, I don't know who to play with. I guess my little brother.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, would this be your first Monster Hunter, or did you play World?
No, I had dabbled in some of the older Monster Hunters, and I played through probably about 60 to 70 hours of Monster Hunter World.
Okay.
I didn't really get into the end game because just other games came out. But when Rise was coming out, and they're like, oh, it's kind of a faster paced, even than World, and you get to customize a dog, I was like, all right, I'm in.
There you go. All right, neat. And you've been playing that off stream already, right? How are you enjoying that so far?
Yeah. Oh, it's a lot of fun. I did at least one stream of it.
Oh, okay.
Might do another one tomorrow, but it's been a good time. It's a very good game. You can travel around really fast by riding on your dog, and it feels much better structured than the previous Monster Hunter games. Even better structured than World was.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I only played a little bit of World. It was That was my first Monster Hunter experience, and it was very pretty, like fun to obviously the combat, but just felt very repetitive. And I was like, especially running solo. I was like, I don't know if this is for me.
Yeah, and that's where Rise, I think, even though it's just as repetitive, because it is, okay, I got to farm this monster 30 times to get everything I want, but not having to walk your character across the map, like just being able to hop on your dog and sprint across the map saves a lot of that time.
Gotcha. Okay. Anything coming out in the future that you're looking forward to streaming, whether it's...
Absolutely. So Outriders was one.
Okay.
And that came out, so I was like, cool, new game. I think my most anticipated game that has a release date currently is Returnal.
Okay.
Because that will be besides Demon Souls, I don't really count Demon Souls because it is a remaster.
Yep.
Returnal will be the first PS5 exclusive game.
Okay.
As far as I know. So it's not going to be on PS4 as well. It's not on other consoles.
Right.
So it's going to be full power of the console in a horror third-person psychological shooter.
Nice. Didn't want to stream
So
Astrobot?
No. We did most of that in the first day. We were just like sit on the couch and play it. But yeah, Returnal comes out I think the 30th of this month.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it was supposed to come out the 26th of last month, but they delayed it.
Gotcha. What do you mean, Pokemon Snap's not going to take all your time? What the hell?
No, I'm not getting Pokemon Snap.
No!
I played it 20 years ago. I don't need to play it now.
But it's different.
Yeah.
Nah, I get you.
I probably won't get it.
No. All right.
The Legends, the Pokemon Legends, though.
Oh yeah, I still need to check out that trailer, but yeah.
That game looks cool. Walking around like physically throwing the Pokeballs. Like that game looks very interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I think last question for me on the streaming stuff, is there someone like pie in the sky dream that you would like want to work with or stream with?
Ooh. I would say Bruce Green, previously of Funhouse.
Wow, okay. All right.
I think, or actually Ty, Bruce Green, previously of Funhouse, or Mr. Sark, previously of Machinima.
Don't know him. Okay.
He's an old man. I mean, he was like 30 when he was on G4.
Ah, okay. Well, cool.
And that died like 15 years ago.
Well, it's back.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know like how it's working fully, but yeah, I've heard a lot of names tied with it. They got Gus Johnson, a YouTuber. They got Xavier Woods, part of it as a co-host.
That's a weird group.
Fiona Nova from Achievement Hunter, I think, is working with them. Pereira's back. Somebody else is back. Yes.
Who owns who's running it?
Good question. I don't know, but yeah, I've seen some stuff. So I don't know how they're gonna run it. I don't know if it's like on TV like it used to be back in the day. Probably not, but yeah, I would check it out. G4 is coming back in a way.
Yeah. Just looking at the wiki, and it's just like, yeah, they reactivated all their accounts and said G4 is coming back.
Yeah, it was a big tease for a while.
That's weird.
But cool. Yeah, Bruce Green's a good one. I watched a lot of Funhouse. What was it? 2015, 2016 when I was out in California. Liked them a lot. And then yeah, I've caught a couple of Bruce's streams, mainly through like different assets or avenues like Achievement Hunter. Like I know Alfredo Diaz and Jeremy Dooley will play like Among Us with him sometimes. Yeah. And I'm Madness has played Apex with him once or twice. Yeah, Bruce is a great guy, really funny. So that's cool that you would like to work with him one day, hopefully.
Yeah, that would be my probably like him and Mr. Sark, and I know that they know each other, so I'll just get both of them on.
There you go. Yep, 2 birds, 1 stone. Well, nice. All right. Well, very cool. Yeah, everybody should go to twitch.tv/GenghisSwanDive. Go follow, sub, whatever you can do. Check out his streams. But yeah, just wanted to ask him about that a little bit. So we're moving on to topic 2. Nick, what's your topic today?
So mostly Outriders.
Okay.
Because it's a fantastic game. But also issues with the game is the main thing that I wanted to talk about. So how familiar are you with this launch weekend of the game?
I've heard a lot of the scuttlebutt about like how there were a lot of problems launching or doing whatever it was supposed to do. I've heard A lot of people obviously playing together multiplayer-wise, some gear stuff, some loot stuff. Some people in the Kind of Funny community, obviously Kind of Funny themselves, Free and Maribel, I think, are close to endgame if they didn't finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, not too much. I just know it was like, ooh, in the launch.
Yeah, so it's one of the most fun games I've played in a long time.
Okay.
And had the worst launch I've experienced in a long time. The issues that they're running into, so they had released a demo at the end of February, I think.
Okay.
The demo was fine. Showed off some of the classes, showed off what you could do, shooting, all that kind of stuff. The demo worked perfectly fine. Crossplay worked perfectly fine. Then comes launch day, last Thursday. People are dropping, even playing solo. They're dropping out of the game. Because it's an online-only game.
Okay.
And that happens all through Thursday night. Friday comes, worse issues, because there's even more playing because it's a holiday.
Yeah.
So Friday, they just shut off the servers for like 3 hours. They were like, we're doing a hard reset.
Okay.
It all comes back online. Mostly fine. Until Friday night at like midnight. Then it crashes again because one of their fixes caused a new issue. And that tumbles into Saturday. Saturday night, mostly stable. Sunday, yesterday, today, all fine.
Okay.
Except when you're playing with somebody else.
Weird.
I think it's because the game is a live service, so you're connected to their servers. But then it's also a peer-to-peer connection to connect to another player. And there's like desync that happens, I'm going to guess, because it's trying to connect you all to one thing and to each other instead of all just to one thing.
Okay.
Because most games, like Borderlands, for instance, is you connect to just that player. You're not connected to an external server as well when you play multiplayer. So I think there's too many connections happening.
Okay.
And then if it was dedicated servers, you're all just connected to the server, and that's all that matters.
Right.
Like Destiny. Destiny does that.
Gotcha.
So that's still an issue. Playing even just before we started this, I disconnected from the host like twice for no reason. But with that, like, horrible launch, but it's an amazing game. And they're also handling it really well.
Okay.
Their Twitter has been putting out tweets like every half hour about issues and what they're trying to do to fix them, giving timelines if they can. So they've been like really, really good about talking about it and fixing it, but it still sucks that it happened.
Right.
And there are a lot of people who I think, this is one of the only times I've ever seen it, who demanded refunds and things because they felt the game was broken. And there's a lot of entitlement when people buy games saying they expect certain things, and being able to play the game is something that people should expect.
I would hope so, yeah.
So it's like one of those times, like, the complaints are all valid. It's not like the game worked and multiplayer was a little broken,
right?
But you can still play solo. No, it was just all broken.
Okay, kind of sounds.
And currently, PC players cannot play with console players.
Okay, so there's no crossplay like it was working.
There is
before.
Supposed to be, but it is not. There's something, I guess, the code's slightly different, so they need to patch it.
Okay. Yikes. A lot going on. Okay. Man, Square's not having a great year. They had obviously this, and then even Avengers has gotten a lot of flack. I mean, at least that worked, but oof.
Well, that's actually one of the things that I saw a lot of, is they're like, okay, Square Enix put out the Avengers game 6 months ago, and that had no server issues on launch.
Right.
So why can't this game have no issues? And the reason being Marvel budget.
Yeah.
It's a Marvel game. They're going to make sure everything's absolutely pristine.
I would hope. I don't know. Some of these Marvel games, like...
Yeah.
Marvel's Capcom Infinite. What?
Oh, yeah, the worst fighting game.
I mean, the mechanics were great. The rest of it, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, booty.
Yeah, when I started seeing that Infinite was being rated worse than Street Fighter V, I was like, oh, that's got to be... That's a title you can take, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what Square Enix's problem is. I mean, also they did horribly with the Avengers game. That went downhill. Like, the story was fine. Like, it was cool. I played a little bit of the other missions, and then was waiting to see if friends got it, and then saw like 2 months ago that they're like, oh, we're gonna make it harder to level up.
Yeah, questionable choice there.
And I'm like, so if I go back to the game, it's gonna take me longer. Now I don't want to go back to the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was one I streamed, and I was late to the party, like everything I stream. But I enjoyed the story quite a bit. I haven't played any of the multiplayer stuff, nor do I plan on it. But yeah, I haven't gone back yet for like the Kate Bishop DLC or the Hawkeye DLC. I kind of want to, because like
yeah,
I said,
I was like, oh, it'd probably be cool, new characters.
Right.
But if it's gonna take me 30 hours to get them to max level, I'm like, eh.
Yeah, I had fun with it. It might be just something like I pop in and kind of like zone out to, like not fully obviously invest in and go that way. But yeah, I haven't seen the new leveling up mechanic. I don't know how much of a change that is, but like you said, it's apparently harder, so it's like, ooh, I don't know.
Yeah, one of the things that I saw on the subreddit was that it's like 2.5 times as long to level up.
Oof. Okay.
So it's just like padding for the game.
Weird choice.
Yeah, because I got that game because I was like, oh, it'll be a power fantasy thing of like, I'm this super strong person just busting on all the little bad guys.
Right.
And it did feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
But there wasn't enough there.
Yeah.
For me to like want to keep playing, and Outriders actually filled that gap of a game I was wanting. You're so powerful. The class I picked is called the Trickster. They use time magic.
Okay.
So I have like the main moves I use. You can have 3 abilities. There's like 8 abilities per character. You can have 3 equipped. I have a slash that like reverses time on them, ripping their body apart.
Oh. Okay.
And so like they get struck by lightning and like their skeleton shows, and then they disappear and explode if they die.
Neat.
I can teleport behind people to get like across the map fast, and then I have a dagger I can throw that bounces, and anyone I hit that's marked with it deals insane damage. So I'm just sprinting around, just blasting these guys apart.
Right.
And it's a really, really cool feeling.
Huh. So
it's awesome.
Gameplay wise, is it like Destiny where is it open world where you run point to point to do different missions, or like?
It's physically the world is structured like Borderlands, where it's a sectioned map.
Okay.
Gameplay wise, it's like halfway between Destiny and The Division. More towards Destiny because there is cover mechanics, but the cover is only used by one class.
Oh, okay.
Because they're like a support sniper class. Where they have like turrets and mines and stuff. They're the only one who ever needs to use cover.
Gotcha.
Because there's no healer class in the game. Every class has its own unique healing mechanics. So the class I play, if I kill someone who's close to me, I get a shield and heal a little bit. So I don't want to sit behind cover because I'm just going to die. I want to be in the thick of it. The tank class has a thing where just if someone dies near them, they don't even have to kill them. Another player can kill them.
Okay.
The tank gets healed.
Huh.
So things like that, where the sniper classes, they just get lifesteal on all the weapons.
Okay. That'd be me way in the back. you guys are doing great.
My friend's playing that class, and he loves it.
Good.
They can deal a lot of damage.
Nice. Story-wise, how's that going when it does work?
So I beat the story the other day.
Okay.
Actually, when I went to stream it, I didn't realize I was on the last mission.
Oh, really? Okay.
The story's pretty good. It takes some weird turns. I'll keep it spoiler free. They just don't pull punches when it comes to the situation some of the characters are put in, because it is like you're on a planet that is no longer habitable and all the electronics died. They're okay with killing people.
Okay.
Like, characters that seem like they should be important to the story just sometimes get shot in the head.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And because you're sort of a like semi-immortal being, because you get struck by the anomaly in space to gain powers, there's one side mission, and it's a silly side mission, so I'm gonna give spoilers for it. Some guy is in debt to somebody else and asks you if you can take his place in playing this guy's game, and that no one has ever won the game, and if you lose the game, you die. And I'm like, it's probably Russian roulette. And it is.
Okay.
And so your character shoots themselves in the head, and the bullet comes out, hits you, pretend your character acts like they're dead, and then reverses like time using their anomaly powers to put the bullet back in the gun and then hand it back to the guy, and you're like, there's only one bullet, right? You should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy pulls the trigger and dies. And I'm like, that's the whole side quest.
All right.
That's it. You do nothing except watch a quick cutscene, and it's just hilarious.
Huh. Free XP. There you go.
Yeah.
So it seems like the story is relatively short. Do you think they'll add more once, obviously, they fix the chaos that is the servers?
So that's one of the things that they're doing wrong. Is they have stated that it is not a live service game.
Okay.
They do have ideas for more content and have worked on some things, but they're not sure. It depended on the success of the game if it would be put out. But they've made the game online only, but not as a live service. So as far as they have planned right now, they're not going to do any events. They're not going to do any like weird challenges. It's just, this is the complete package. Have fun. And it's weird that they put it online.
Right.
The only thing I can think of is Square Enix forced them to prevent people from manipulating loot.
Oh, okay. So is there like, I assume there's other stuff to do besides the story. Like, do you just go and shoot people and just have a good old time there?
At the end of the game, you unlock what's called expeditions, which are kind of like the strikes from Destiny.
Oh, okay, okay.
Where it's just a short mission, and like that's to get the end game loot, and that's fine. I mean, they're fun to do.
Man, okay, a lot of weird choices. Because I mean, that's all fine and dandy, but like, the livelihood of that game does not seem that long. Like it, at least from what I'm hearing, it seems like it'll be a flash in the pan if the story's relatively that short. And like you said, there's no post game planning or whatever. It's like, ooh.
Yeah, it is a little weird. Like, it's a very good experience, but they need to add things to make it last longer. Just like add new loot occasionally, add new bosses, new enemies.
Yeah.
Put out an expansion. I'll pay $20 for an expansion. I don't care. They just definitely need to continue the game because it's not going to live on its own.
Right.
It just won't. It'll be over in like 2 months.
Right. That's, man.
Yeah, it is a lot of weird decisions. They did talk about in an interview how they're handling cheaters. There's no PvP in the game. It's just joining with other players, and so they didn't want to ban people who use character trainers or modify something to give themselves loot, different things like that. I don't know what it is yet because I haven't seen it, but all it does is it marks your HUD with like some sort of symbol.
Okay.
That's easy to spot, but is discreet so it doesn't get in your way. And you can only join other players who are labeled as cheaters.
Okay, all right.
So you can play to your heart's content by yourself. But if like you're a YouTuber or a streamer,
and
people will be able to see that you cheated.
Right.
And they did say that exploits in the game will not likely count as cheating. Farming will not count as cheating if there's like a farming glitch. Because there currently is one.
Okay.
Where you can get like 5 epic pieces of gear every 20 seconds.
Oh wow.
by just dying to the same boss over and over again. They said that that's not going to label you as a cheater.
Okay.
It's going to be actually physically altering the game.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad they're communicating about it at least, since it's not just hiding behind. Like
their PR team is doing a great job communicating instead of just going, "We're looking into it."
Yeah, it's good to see games doing that. It seems like more of them are trying to be forward facing with like communicating with what they can. Obviously Among Us crew has been doing a great job with that. The Fall Guys Twitter has been doing great with that. I think the Apex community has a lot of Reddit talks. I don't know because I'm not on Reddit all that much, but I'm glad to see games are doing that, and at least, like I said, having that conversation of like, yeah, we know we fucked up, we're trying this, hopefully it works out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're not even it's not even just on Twitter that they're being active. The devs have created their own Reddit threads compiling every issue that's known and links to workarounds or sources where they talk about what they're doing to fix it.
Good. Nice.
So you can get all that information in one place, which is awesome.
Okay. Good. Good. Yeah, we'll have to see if that works out. Hopefully it does. And yeah, I don't know. I guess the big question now is just what's next after obviously everything's done with the game. Like,
they
where do you go
better
from
they
here?
better roll out a lot of content.
Right. Because yeah, if it is that good experience and everybody's liking it, then why not invest in it? Otherwise, it's just like, well, that was a nice, however many hour experience. Let's go to the next thing.
Yeah, because you can beat the story in probably, I would say, 4 or 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
There's did you ever play Diablo 3?
I did, yeah.
So you're familiar with their difficulty system.
Mm-hmm.
This uses a similar system.
Okay.
They have world tiers. So you earn XP towards your next world tier by playing on the highest one you have, and it makes the game more difficult. You get better loot. But if you put the game on world tier 1, you could clear through the game in like 4 or 5 hours.
Okay. All right.
So it can be a very short experience, but it doesn't have to be.
Right. Depends on how you want to obviously play it.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Cool. Any other thoughts on Outriders you want to talk about?
No. I just hope that they iron everything out.
Yeah, for sure. All right, moving on to topic 3. Viewers, if this is your first time catching the podcast, whenever I have a guest that's brand new.
Topic 3 is apparently cups.
Apparently. I don't remember what I said ages ago, but I think it was cups. So cups win, mugs, no, whatever it was. I don't remember. But whenever I have a new guest on for a one-on-one, I like to do a little Q&A, a little lightning round questionnaire with them, so you get to know them a little bit better. I'm going to ask Nick a series of questions right here. Nick, whatever comes to your mind first, just let us know. Don't feel too much pressure. If you want to explain anything, feel free to. If you just want to leave it at your answer, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Are you ready, good sir?
I'm ready.
Alrighty, nice and easy to start. Favorite color?
Orange.
Okay. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Right. Favorite game?
Dark Souls.
Right. Favorite movie?
Ninja Assassin.
Ooh, okay. I haven't heard of that one in a while. Wow, that was a flashback there. Oof. Favorite type of music?
Progressive metalcore.
Okay. Favorite song?
Favorite song of all time would probably be Survive by Rise Against.
Okay. What was your dream job when you were a kid?
Ooh. What was my dream job? I don't know if I ever had one.
Okay. All right.
Honestly.
Do you have a dream job now?
Probably full-time streaming.
Okay. If you could have any animal to be a pet, what would it be?
Any animal. Maybe a Komodo dragon.
Okay.
Or probably more realistically would be a tegu lizard.
Nice.
They're just like dogs but lizards. Or an armadillo.
Okay. Wide variety there.
Yeah.
Let's see. If you could meet one celebrity, regardless of status, alive, dead, however famous they are, who would it be?
One celebrity. Jason Statham.
Okay. Favorite season?
The first 2 weeks of fall and the last 2 weeks of spring.
Okay.
Where it's like just 70. It's not raining.
Mm-hmm.
It's just overcast. Not too windy. Just, yeah. The perfect, just temperate.
This narrow window of happiness
Yeah,
is right there.
window. I struggle with AC and heat, getting it to be the right temperature at all times. Because I don't like it too cold, but I also overheat pretty easily, so...
Gotcha.
Me and Rainbow fight about that all the time.
Favorite holiday?
Halloween.
Okay. What is a skill you wish you could have?
Ooh. Being an expert with a whip.
Okay. All right. All right. And then last question is, what is a game that you want me to play?
Ooh, a game I want you to play. That's a good one. What would be fun? trying to just rack my brain for games that Blasphemous.
Blasphemous. Okay. What's that one about?
That is a 2D Souls-like. Where you are, I think you're called the Penitent One.
Okay.
And it's like nice pixel art, very graphic, very strange, like vague story of you trying to atone for sins. And it's a very weird, very interesting looking game. It's on everything: Switch, PC, PS4.
Okay, I'll have to check that out after this. Cool. All right. Well, everyone, this has been another episode of the Wait What We Talk About podcast. My name is Bret, a.k.a. Enigma911, and today I was joined by Nick, a.k.a. GenghisSwanDive. Nick, thank you for being on today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, it was a great chat. A lot of Outriders knowledge I'm learning about, and obviously have a new game to check about. So, yeah, awesome to have you on. Hopefully we can have you on again down the road for the Great Cup Debate Part 2, I guess. I don't fucking know.
No, we're not doing that.
Remember, guys, audience, you guys can check out the podcast live over on twitch.tv/Enigma911 every other Saturday at 8 p.m. unless we pre-record. You join in the chat like Rainbow Supernova did today and some others. Let us know what you think. Join in the conversation. If you're a sub at Twitch, you can do with that. If you can't catch it live, that's A-OK, and catch it over on YouTube and SoundCloud the following week, where it's broken out topic by topic and put as one big video and MP3 for your amusement. And last but not least, hashtag ad merch store, and get all of your swag over there: t-shirts, cups, backpacks, and more. Rep the brand. Support us. It would be greatly appreciated. God, I feel like I get faster with that every time. Nick, once again, thanks for being on, man. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Audience, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Remember to go follow on twitch.tv/GenghisSwanDive, and we will see you guys on the next one. Take care.